We have approximately 400,000 square feet, and we offer many, many programs. Approximately
Also, important
IT,
part of
mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, also welding.
Yeah.
These are all really high demand.
So IT, trades, health.
That's
the top three segments if you want to make big in Canada. So if you'll not do bachelors, you'll be always in the middle level jobs only. And if you will do bachelors, you can rise up to. Hello everyone, this is 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐥𝐥 Bhatia from Landmark Immigration, and today I have a very special guest with me, Mr. Richard from Sault College, who's the Vice President of Sault College. So Richard, welcome to our office.
Thank you. It's good to be here, Jasmine.
So I'm really grateful that Richard has traveled from Sault Ste. Marie, especially to visit India, and main offices he likes to visit. So how's your experience about India and visiting after so long?
It's great. It's been 3 years since I've been able to travel here due to the pandemic, and I'm so glad to be back in Chandigarh and visiting Landmark.
Yeah.
I've missed India. It's been tough to be stuck back in Canada through this whole 3 year period, but I'm very much enjoying the food, the culture, the people, getting to see old friends again.
Yes, it's great to be back in India, and we also love traveling. Since similarly we traveled back to Canada after so many years in May.
Yeah.
So since you stay in Sault Ste. Marie, so before we discuss anything about the college, I want you to discuss few things about Sault Ste. Marie.
Sure. I like to describe Sault Ste. Marie, Jasmine, as the quintessential Canadian city. It's everything Canada is. It's approximately 75,000 people. It's located not in the high north, not in southern Ontario, but mid-Ontario. And it's right at the bottom of Lake Superior, the most beautiful freshwater, largest freshwater lake in all the world. So Sault Ste. Marie is a very friendly city, a very safe city. You can walk all times of day there. You can do all kinds of things. There's a good mix of city amenities such as theaters, shopping, restaurants, bars, and there's also natural environment, the outdoors. You can do all sorts of hobbies. If you like hiking, snowshoeing, skiing, skating, hockey, swimming, there's everything there.
Yeah, I visited some part of it. So
Yeah.
when I was in Sault Ste. Marie, because whenever I travel to Canada, I don't know how it's become a ritual for me not to go to Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
So it's been fifth time. This was my fifth time in Sault Ste. Marie. And normally people don't explore. I like exploring and visiting new campuses. So I went to Sault Ste. Marie because there are two public institutes in Sault Ste. Marie, which I represent very closely, So, and I went to Sault Ste. Marie, and we've done the college tour so many times. So Richard told me, let's go explore.
Yeah.
And we explored the Lake Superior and few important landmarks. One was Agwa Rocks.
That's right.
Which
Yeah,
was
very good.
like an amazing thing. Like, I think it's like a wonder of the world, one of the wonders for the world,
Yeah.
which is not mentioned anywhere.
I agree.
So it was really beautiful to see what a city can offer you once, like, you are 1 hour away from the city, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So it was really amazing, Richard. So I think I kind of like less populated, but the population is quite high. It's 100,000.
And I think that's really the unique opportunity that Sault College and Oklahoma University provide, frankly. We're good community partners, and we're in a great city. But students who want to experience Canada, when they come to Sault Ste. Marie, they can get the world-class higher education in both a college or a university. But then they have all of that natural environment, the wonders of Canada.
So that's the real Canada.
The real Canada, absolutely. That's the Canada I grew up in. We love the outdoors. We spend more time outdoors than we do indoors because it's so natural.
And there's a Lake Superior that divides Sault Ste. Marie from the US.
That's correct. Originally, before there was a Canada and a US, there was a Sault Ste. Marie. And when Canada and US struck the border, it went right through the middle of the community, right down the Great Lakes, through the St. Mary's River, and split Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
So there's just a lake and a bridge. I have done that also. So you just cross the bridge, and you are in US, Michigan, Sault Ste. Marie.
Correct.
So there are two names. So students, I'll tell them, whenever somebody is going to Sault Ste. Marie, I tell them, when you're booking a flight, check about it. Sault Ste. Marie in US also, and there's a Sault Ste. Marie in Canada also. And just across one side you can stand and you can see US, and this part is Canada. And there's a golf club also. I can see US flag very nearby.
Yeah.
And there's like, and same with the Windsor. And when you stand in Windsor, Detroit is opposite side, and this time this is Michigan, Sault Ste. Marie. It's really amazing to see how this river is dividing two big countries.
Absolutely. I stand in the middle of that river often, Jasmeet, as I told you, to do fishing, the salmon fishing and the fly fishing in the St. Mary's River. And it's really cool to look up and backwards and see the international bridge with the Canada and the US flag right in the middle there marking the border.
Yeah.
It's great to be a border city, and there's many advantages to that.
Yes, somebody told me that when the petrol is cheaper in gas is cheaper in US, you used to go to US to get the gas filled for the car.
That's true, but there's also the case that the Americans come across the bridge to get our better quality beer, alcohol, and food. Yeah, so there's a quid pro quo going on there. There's free trade across the bridge.
So I really enjoy being in Sault Ste. Marie, and I think it's a beautiful city. Now let's talk about the campuses Sault College is offering.
Yeah. So Sault Ste. Marie, the Sault College headquarter campus is located in Sault Ste. Marie. We have approximately 400,000 square feet, and we offer many, many programs, approximately 70. And we have schools of natural environment, we have aviation, we have healthcare, IT, business, and a few others. But those are the main ones that most of our students are interested in. We have graduate certificates, also diplomas, and undergraduate certificates.
And you guys renovated the campus, I think 2-3 years ago.
That's correct. Actually, we did our latest build of the Student Health and Wellness Center approximately 8 years ago, and it's a brand new state-of-the-art athletic facility with workout equipment. It's used for both recreation by the students as well as for our academic programs.
Yeah, so it's a great place to be in. I have personally visited the robotics class.
Yeah.
And I can see the robotic machines from Honda. I think so. They're from Honda.
They're from ABB, Aceba Very Brown, and so this was actually a lab that we built in collaboration with Tenaris Algoma Tubes, one of our largest employers, sponsored this lab, and they built it because they want the graduates from this program to come
to work in. So there are two major steel plants.
That's correct.
In Sault Ste. Marie. And there's a lot of Indian community also living there because the Indian steel plant is SR.
That's right. It was SR. Now it's reverted back. SR has sold it, and it's now back to Algoma Steel. Okay. But it had Indian ownership for approximately 12 years.
Yeah. So they're two big industries. And if you have those trades, like we want to discuss those trades, like mechanical, electrical, robotics, and IT. IT is also important
IT,
part of
mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, also welding.
Yeah.
These are all really high demand programs right now because students are able to get jobs in these sectors. So the Sault is going through a bit of a renaissance. The retirement of many, many employees from both Algoma Steel and Tenaris Algoma Tubes, as well as several other supplying companies to those main industries. They're having employee turnover, and they need new employees, and Sault College is there to train and make sure that our graduates have the skills that these employers need.
So I was recently in May 2022, I was in Sault Ste. Marie. I can see a lot of changes also. There are a lot of restaurants opening up, and there are a lot of changes happening in the city.
And that's been great because of our internationalization of the community. As we bring in more and more students from around the world, the businesses respond, the community responds by starting something new. We have three India restaurants now. We have a Filipino
And when I visited like 5 years ago, there was none.
Nothing, right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the spirit of entrepreneurialism. As we bring more students and they stay in Sault Ste. Marie, then they start these businesses, or existing businesses see the opportunity to serve new types of clients and create these businesses themselves.
And how do you compare your Sault campus with your Brampton and Toronto?
That's very important. So Sault College also has a Toronto campus in Toronto West, and also a Brampton campus, and both are really boroughs of metropolitan Toronto. So if you're looking for the quintessential Canadian campus, full campus amenities, clubs, and the campus recreation, then Sault College in Sault Ste. Marie is a good choice for you. However, if you're looking for a large city, metropolitan city, 3 million people, nightlife, and perhaps all of the foods that you might be able to find at home, then perhaps the GTA or the Toronto and Brampton campus could be a good choice for you. The Toronto-Brampton campuses do not offer the same number of programs, nor do they offer the programs that have the hands-on skills, except for exceptions such as early childhood education, as well as personal support worker and personal development support worker.
So there's a limited choice of programs in Brampton and Toronto because there's a lot of labs required for many programs. They cannot do mechanical engineering, they cannot do electrical engineering.
That's correct.
And they cannot do robotics because it needs special equipment. They cannot do motive power also.
That's correct.
So I have seen the motive power. Really interesting to me is the motive power because they have cars, actual cars there, and you need to work on those cars.
And I think many students from around the world don't appreciate that in Canada, the skilled trades are considered professions. These are professional careers when students graduate and work in a mechanic's role or in an electrician's role or in a welder's role. They're very well paid jobs in Canada as well. So students, I feel, should open up their minds to these opportunities because they lead to jobs that pay very well and give you a very high standard of living in Canada.
Personally speaking, if you want to make big in Canada, I think trades are the biggest thing.
Yeah. Trades and healthcare, I would say.
Yes, trades and healthcare are two big things. So generally when you do a general business, it's like you'll end up working in a restaurant. Yeah. I think so. I've seen a lot of time.
You can work in retail, you can work in, for example, insurance,
Walmart,
real estate, and also the retail sector jobs, which are plentiful.
But when you do trades, is limited. Yes. You get higher salary, you get freedom. I think so because I have seen somebody coming to the house and asking for $120 just to fit in a tap.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The trades are paid very well in Canada.
So if you want to make big, and I had a student who went to Sudbury and he did IMT, an industrial millwright technician, and he was getting $48 per hour.
Yeah, my brother's an industrial millwright. In addition to having opportunities to work in the city and make good money, there's also the opportunity as a millwright to work in remote mining communities and make even better money.
So mining, are you offering mining?
We don't offer mining specific courses, but we offer a lot of the training such as mechanical, industrial machining, and welding, and automotive, motive power, the big heavy equipment.
The interesting course is the natural environment one.
Yeah,
wildlife.
Those are also very, very good careers as well, but they don't have as many jobs waiting for them upon graduation. So if you have a passion for the outdoors, if you have a really strong affiliation for animals and wildlife, then you could be very lucky and get one of the few jobs available. But it's not one that we recommend many students consider.
So IT, trades, health.
That's correct.
The top three segments if you want to make big in Canada right now.
Yeah.
So then you talk about the application fees. What's the application fee?
So our application fees are relatively, I think, reasonable at $100 per application. And the application fees we charge are to make sure that students that apply to us are serious students. Unfortunately, the application fees are necessary to prevent excess number of applications of non-serious students.
And what is the turnaround time for the offer?
We typically aim for 1 week. Sometimes during peak periods, it may take as long as 2 weeks.
So that's not much. I think if we can do 1 or 2 weeks, students will be still interested.
Yeah.
And when I started working with Sault College, so right now we talk about Sault College, and I have heard people speaking only Sault. So it's not Sault, it's Sault. So I went online and searched because I like to travel and research. I know it's a French name.
That's correct, yeah.
So it's Sault, but generally people call it Sault.
That's right. The name is French, and Sault means jump. And it was named that by the French explorers who, when they came to this area, discovered the indigenous peoples who were actually inhabiting the St. Mary's Rapids. So they named it Sault Ste. Marie. So they named it after their Saint Mary.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting history too. And I explored it and Richard explained me all the history of the city. Yeah. So what are the employment opportunities in, I know Toronto, Brampton, they are ample.
Yeah.
But I think since it's a big city, there's a competition too.
Oh yeah, there's, as you know, several colleges in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. So there's plenty of competition for graduates that come from supply chain, global business management, project management, computer programming, etc. but it's a big city, so there's lots of job opportunities there. In Sault Ste. Marie, it tends to be more, as you said, specific to the trades and technology, the healthcare, as well as the information technology. There's also jobs in the hospitality and tourism there, but they're going to be less than some of the jobs in the trades and technology.
Yeah. And what type of part-time? Because a lot of students who go from India, they're looking at part-time jobs. So are they easily available?
Right now, there are tons of part-time jobs, and we just saw this week
the
that
ministry,
the government of Canada has made it now, feasible for students to have unlimited hours of work. Of course, students, you need to study. You can't just come under a study permit and work and forget about your studies. But this was a response by the federal government to the shortage of labor right now in Canada, everywhere, including Sault Ste. Marie, including Toronto and Brampton. So now that the government has made this possible, students are able to take more hours, and employers are anxious to have students fill those hours.
So I agree with you, students. You have an unlimited work opportunity right now while working, but don't forget that you are there for studying. So if you don't study or you fail, whatever extra money you will make, you will lose by paying the tuition fees. I'm being very straightforward, but that is the truth. So you should work that it should not affect your studies and your study permit. Because if you don't attend college or if you fail, it's going to be a huge loss.
Right.
So what do you?
Absolutely. At the best of times, we find that some students, when they get to Canada, are distracted by what seems like a lot of money if they work. But we often find that students in their first semester start to have difficulty in classes because they're working too much. So we always tell the students to study your first semester, worry about your job in the second
So what's
semester.
the cost of reappearing in one exam? It's close to $1,100, I think so.
What's that? Can you repeat?
What's like if they fail in one exam?
So they might have to, if it's not failing an exam, that's the problem. If they fail the course, then they'll have to take the course over, and that can be up to $1,000 to repeat that course.
Yeah, so if you fail in one course, that's costing you $1,100. Yeah. So if you make some extra cash, don't forget you have to pay for the studies if you fail. So it's like the truth nobody will tell you.
Right.
And rightly, the people who tell you to change the college, they will never tell you.
That's right.
Or leave the studies or work more. So I always tell my students genuinely, 2 years give to your studies and all the life you can work.
Yeah. 20 hours is a lot of time to spend working, and it's enough to give you the money to cover your rent as well as your food.
Yes.
So 20 hours is a good number. If you have everything under control and you're doing well and you want to increase that to 25 or 30, then do it, but with caution to make sure that you maintain good grades.
You have to maintain good grades. You have to pass in for 2 years studies. Then only you will get a 3 years PGWP. Else, it's impossible to get PGWP. Right. So students, don't think that you will miss your studies or change colleges and go do hanky-panky things. I don't agree with that. Just 2 years, give it to your studies, and after that you're all set. And I will always advise students that once you've finished your diploma and when you get your PR, so let's discuss about the RNIP program also. Yeah. And when you get your PR, must complete your bachelor, because see, everybody is doing diplomas. 80% of the students going to Canada is going diploma. So where are the managers we're going to find? Where are the top people we're going to find? So if you will not do bachelors, you'll be always in the middle level jobs only. And if you will do bachelors, you can rise up to top level jobs.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
More education is always better in terms of the jobs you're going to be able to get initially on graduation, as well as your promotional opportunities during the life of your career.
So does Sault College has a transfer agreement with Algoma?
Yes, we do, as well as other universities in Ontario. So if you want to start with a diploma and then carry on and do degree completion, generally students take credits with them to the receiving institution. Approximately, if you study 2 years, you'll receive 1 year credit towards your university degree.
So whatever credits you have studied, they will be adjusted seeing according to the university to university.
Correct.
So what is RNIP?
So RNIP, Jasmeet, is the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot. It's a special immigration program created by the federal government to encourage students and workers who consider smaller, less frequently, considered options Everybody knows about Toronto, everybody knows about Vancouver and Montreal, but the federal government is encouraging foreign workers and foreign students to consider studying and working in places like Sault Ste. Marie or Timmins or North Bay or Sudbury. And so this program facilitates students who are able to study, graduate, and get a job, full-time job immediately after graduation to apply right away for permanent residency.
It's a great program, and there are 11 cities shortlisted by the federal government, and it will be very easy for you as compared to major cities to get PR if you have a job in Sault Ste. Marie.
Right.
And I think it's an amazing program. It was extended. It was launched just for 1 year, and now it is extended indefinitely till the time government feels it has to be out, because they don't just want you to come to main cities. They want you to come to explore the real Canada.
That's right.
And personally feeling students who like small city environment, who are introvert, who wish to study, and who likes staying from high rise or something. Some people like high rise. They can go to Toronto, Brampton, and some people like calm persona and everything is right. They will really enjoy studying in Sault Ste. Marie, and they can take benefit of the RNIP program, which is very similar to the AIPP program.
It's exactly the same almost. The critical thing about RNIP is that you take a job in the right NOC code occupation. There's a list, it's on the Sault Ste. Marie RNIP website. It lists the jobs that also the employers in Sault Ste. Marie have that fit the RNIP guidelines. So Sault Ste. Marie is very open to receiving students and workers from abroad that are going to be able to fill these jobs that employers are seeking.
So one last question before you go. So what is like students who come to Sault Ste. Marie and they get PR? It is very easy to get mingled in the city. Is the city welcoming?
I think the city is extremely welcoming, and the city is curious about other cultures. We've had lots of people from India come under SR's ownership of the steel mill, and the city has thrived and actually expanded, and they find it really exciting. Our arena was named the SR Center, and this is our hockey rink. And now we have students also coming from the Philippines, from Brazil, also Asia Pacific and Japan. And this has really made the city quite dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like a small metropolitan. You could find cultures from everywhere. This fall 22, we had students from 36 different countries.
That's great. That's great.
It's amazing.
And I find the city is very welcoming. The international department of Sault Ste. Marie is really, really good. And they are also welcoming the students in a very bright way. And I wish luck to Sault College, and I'll be among the top agents, I think so, forever.
Absolutely. I mean, you're well loved by the entire team. We have a great team back home in Sault Ste. Marie, as well as our Toronto Brampton. But I'll just give a shout out to Heather, Jessica, Mary Claire, and Carla. Yeah, they're waiting for you guys to come. They can't wait to service you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Richard, for traveling from Canada to our office, and we're really grateful to you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, Jasmine.
Thank you so much.